Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha at Geek XX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to Spy Family. We're now on to season 2, episode 3, which is called Mission and Family / The Elegant Bondman / The Heart of a Child / Waking Up. That's a long title. I'm gonna have to figure out which one I'm gonna have to put in the title of this video. But yes, it sounds like we're gonna get a bunch of vignettes this particular episode. But yeah, the last episode was really cute. We basically just had Damien having an excursion with his friends, basically being taught that even though he really wants to do well in school so that he can impress his dad, he's going to have to take time out and actually rest himself and just enjoy his childhood. And then I think outside of that was just Bond not wanting to eat bad food, I believe, to sum it all up. So yeah, that was a really cute episode as well. Or sorry, cute section of the episode as well. So with this episode, I'm thinking we're going to start getting back into Project Operation Strix, more of possibly what Anya's going to be doing to try to get closer to Damien now that her dad really hyped her up last season in that meeting with his father. Anyway, we're not going to know what's going on until we get into the episode. So I'm about to do that, but just before I do, a reminder that I do a lot of different reactions here on this channel, other animes, as well as a lot of other really good shows. So if you'd like to support me on this journey or any of the others, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And if you're a fan of this video, please show it some love with the likes as well as some comments below. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right about now. Pick up your feet. All right, Yuri's damn good at his job, much like his sister. Jump out the window. I wasn't being serious. Wow. It's the fact that he says this stuff with a smile. I mean, seriously, this kid, he scares me. I feel like him and Lloyd are going to have a head-to-head at some point that's going to be very ugly. Well, we're not allowed to just write stuff now? No freedom of speech? Are you jealous? I'm gonna need you to calm down. Damn. Really? This is the level of watching? How are you not bored? Details of his attire. Damn, he's detailed. We'll give him that. You gotta give it to Yuri. He doesn't miss any details. I see why they send him on missions. Right? Like, bro, give us the bridge notes. Like, this is too much. Please don't tell me you're behind on your rent, sir. Guess so. Those socks are impeccable, ma'am. Why is she stupid, man? Sir, pay your rent. It always gets me how some people get so upset and oh, the landlord's this, that, and the other. It's like, bro, you're supposed to pay rent. I know stuff happens, but you should at least communicate that with your landlady. Say, listen, I'm going through some stuff, or, you know, I'm waiting on some money. Is there anything we can work out? But just be like, stupid landlady. That would be a lot more discreet if your camera wasn't ginormous. Okay, I'm sure there's a reason he did that, but... Oh, he's gonna spin a story. Wow. Whoa, whoa! Okay, no, you're a jerk, sir. Threatening children is not okay. The using them for a story was already borderline, but that crossed the line, sir. You deserve to end up in jail. Excuse me, don't talk to your father that way. Oh? Did she get sick? You gonna delete it? Nope, gotta paint him as a villain so you can justify doing something terrible to him. Got it. I'm glad they show that though. Like a lot of times when people have a very visceral, strong feeling against a government or against a certain regime, etc., it's typically because of something very personal that's happened to them and their perception of it. I mean, clearly he's gone overboard as well, but we see now that there's motivations to why he got to this place.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. So this is how he delivers his sneaky articles. Interesting that he hesitated before dropping it in there. Please tell me you had an escape plan, or were you not that smart? Alright, he accepted his fate. Well, at least you get food and water in prison, I guess. Ooh. You think so, but I don't even think you know Yuri, truthfully. Well, I guess that's the least you can do. You did owe him the thanks. You didn't have to do that. Yeah, it really is kind of it's an interesting one, because he was the articles he was writing were false. So apparently. No, you won't. It's interesting that you say that, because you just said you wouldn't do anything to hurt your sister. If you go after Twilight, you're gonna cross that line.
Yuri, どうしたのこんな遅くに。おじ。
こんばんは、ユーリ君。
なんでいるんだロイド・フォージャー。夜も働け。なんだチワワ娘。
Leash girl.
お仕事お疲れ様。今お茶入れますね。
Seriously, Yuri? I need you to start clocking your brother and how he talks to your adopted daughter here. This is not okay. But anyways, I'm very happy that Anya can read his mind, because then she'll stay one step ahead of anything he might be trying with Lloyd. Not a heart in the moon. Wow, so many bullets. And somehow the smoke is enough to be bulletproof. Is this the time? Wow. Okay, ma'am, do you have an actual purpose in this show other than just propping his ego? I've been asking that question my whole life. His girl is right there. Is he gonna collect another woman like the rings of Thanos? What's going on here? He's collecting chicks like Infinity Stones, a blonde, a redhead, and a dark. What do we got left? Wow. That's the nicest landlady I've seen. Yeah, I guess there would be. So Bondman is a hoe, is what we're seeing here, basically. Bondman is about the polyamory. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Deserved. Because you have a nerve, sir. In front of their faces. That's not part of a what? That has nothing to do with the spy's job. Oh. Thank you. It's not for you, sir. It's not for you. Let the child enjoy herself. Yes, let her ride it. So anticlimactic for all the noise she was making. Yes. Exactly. The ocean is amazing. Everyone should go at least once. Don't try this at home, boys and girls. Oh, honey, if you're going to a pool with kids. Yeah, exactly. If you're going to a pool with kids, there's gonna be pee in the pool. Just know that.
ですか
1時間前にな予習してたんだよ
Slackers.
起きろアーニャバスが来るまであと10分しかないぞ起きろ
Lloyd,
遅刻が積み重なると
you're gonna give this girl a concussion. Relax. Shaken baby can be happening at any age here. She was late. She was late. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Those were cute little shorts at the end. I'm always here for the animators getting to have a little bit of fun, especially if they're getting compensated properly for it. All right, guys. So that was the latest episode, and mission and family was definitely the theme there. We got to focus on Yuri a bit. We haven't really seen much of him since, towards the middle of last season. And we got to see a little bit of how he works. He's very meticulous. He's very good at his job, which, again, looking at the way Yor is, these are two people that are very determined to do well at their assigned jobs. Yor may not be able to cook, but when it comes to all the other aspects of her actual profession, she's meticulous and quite good. Although the other day she did slip up and get shot in the butt, but I digress. So seeing Yuri at work, seeing that Yuri actually puts a lot of himself into his work, probably to his detriment, because we heard from his coworkers that he doesn't sleep, that he'll go days and days on end without actually resting, which is not good for you, right? We just saw in the last episode with Damien how they emphasized how important it is to get rest, and it's not just because you're lazy, but because you actually need rest for your brain to work properly. And even outside of being able to think and discern, when you don't sleep enough, if you go too long without sleep, your actual ability to like determine what's real and what's not, your capacity to make proper just day-to-day decisions, it starts to become impaired. And if you actually go without sleep for too long, it's like you're a drunk person. You literally are not in a mental state to be doing anything, really. Anyway, seeing that story with the man who was writing the false articles, I mean, they definitely drew a bit of a moral conundrum there with the idea like what this man was doing was wrong in the sense of he was making up these stories for them. Well, I guess I don't know if all of them were made up, but he definitely was making up the one that we saw, how he created the situation with the children digging through the garbage and then was going to write a whole false story about how everything in the West is a bunch of poverty-stricken children. Like that, of course, was not cool because it does create animosity and this kind of anti-whatever you're writing about sentiment, which is basically what the government was saying, that even though most people would probably know it's not true, there would be people be like, oh, that is the truth. And that could create a rising issue between the two areas, right? But again, it is also about controlling information, right? Freedom of speech is still something that should exist in most countries. People should be allowed to write stories about what they want, but, we've already picked up from this show that the West is not exactly a place that allows you to think and do what you want, right? There is a little hint of dictatorship there, even though they haven't said it outright, but yeah. So anyways, seeing that Yuri was listening in on this, and of course he had his mindset like, oh, if you do anything against the West, you're evil, you're bad, I'm going to crush anybody, I don't want to smell the same air as someone like that. But then as he actually started to listen and see this man's life and see that for the most part, it's not like he's going around trying to incent riots against the West. He's got his own reasons. Like he has his belief system that the West is partly to blame for his financial situation. And maybe it is because we've gotten very little information about the whole dynamics of the East versus West. Honestly, not a big, it's not necessary for the kind of story we're being told, but maybe there is some truth in what he's saying. But all the same, creating this propaganda against them and kind of blaming all your problems on kind of a larger faction like that, it doesn't actually fix your problem. And what's more is that in his case, it put him and potentially even his father in danger to be doing it. And that's why we saw his dad come out and be like, I really hope you're not doing anything dangerous again, because, it's going to get you into trouble. And I don't know, like, obviously it looks like his dad is not working. He's living with his son because he doesn't have a form of income. So, what he did was a bit reckless, right? It got him arrested. It could have gotten his father arrested. Again, thankfully, Yuri was able to discern that he was the issue and that his dad was innocent. And again, he did, as I said in the episode, it was kind of him to say, I'll make sure your father gets compensation so that he's not kicked out on the street now that you're not there to be a breadwinner. But, and then he said, I would never do anything to make my family ashamed of me. So we know that Yuri has a godlike worship for his sister. So I know that he means it when he said he would never do anything to disappoint her. But I feel like one of the reasons we saw this episode is because, as I said in the episode, at some point there's going to be a Yuri versus Twilight, aka Lloyd. There is going to be that face-off at some point because they are on opposite sides of this issue. And as these episodes go further, I think we've been seeing that Yor and Lloyd are getting closer and closer and closer. And I've been saying that I think their relationship is going to cross over from a work relationship into something else at some point. And so when that happens, Yuri is gonna be in a position where he's going to be against his sister's, like, not just fake husband, but actual husband, not to mention Anya, who she already loves as a daughter. So yeah, Yuri is gonna be in a place where she's gonna have to put, she's gonna have to choose her alliances, I guess is my point. Like her brother, who she obviously has a trauma bond with outside of the fact that that's her baby brother, and then her new family, who she loves to the point we saw a couple episodes back where she got drunk over the idea of Lloyd leaving her, even though it was a fake marriage, right? So it's going to get dicey down the line, I guess is all I'm saying. And that I'm really interested to see how they're going to navigate this. If we're going to see decide that maybe she needs to side with her brother, or if we're going to see Yuri maybe decide that the secret police is not, or the state police is not everything it's cracked up to be. Maybe that's not the place he needs to be. But anyway, yeah, good episode though. Really, really, really interesting. And I like the moral question they kind of dropped without it being too heavy. But it was a pretty serious episode though, when you think about it. And of course, the little shorts at the end were super cute. So yeah, I enjoyed this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please show some love to this video, and I will see you in the next one.